Okay. So picture yourself. You're a young man, who's fat, slobby, and dressed in a stained white T-shirt, sitting in a dark living room, where like you kind of like as if you're surrounded by complete darkness, but then like you kind of it's like you're disclosed by everything else, and it's only like this dark living room, and that is subjective, and it like it pulls you in. So your character Joe is staring. He's holding a large can of soda, like in a very nonchalant way, like yeah, like he's kind of yeah, that's good. And staring feverishly, like he's overwhelmed by like a disease, and that he has this disease in him, and that like he hates what he sees, and this like disease, like it's like he has like an illness as such, like he hates like an illness of society, and that so if you at the big pretend that you're looking at a big TV, so it's like a maybe look maybe kind of like more of like a an old-fashioned TV, and that. So it's like the image quality is a bit bad, and it has like it requires more of your focus and attention to what you're seeing. Okay, so when you look at the TV, alright, you see like these kind of like this whole kind of VHS footage playing on the TV, and it's like a young woman. You've never seen this woman before. You don't know who she is. She has no association to you whatsoever, and that. But yet she has this anxious look on her face, and that she's like as if you've never seen her before. But like you sort of like she has this. She's kind of looking at you as if she knows you, but you don't know her. Yeah, and okay, the young woman. She looks innocent. She looks vulnerable. She has like this pessimistic nature to her, like, and she's trying to communicate like a sense of fear and vulnerability, and that to the rest of the world, which is like the people who watch her on the screen and stuff. And then like you see this title screen pop up, and it says, "Do we live in fear or not?" And you kind of look at it and you think like it make like as if like kind of imagine yourself like when you look at this like this title screen pop up, like you think, oh, like you kind of like it makes you feel like happy. It makes you feel happy, and that, but like not really that happy, but like as if you're like as if you've seen something like a spark of light as such, and it adds like this kind of brightness to your day. Okay, then it's still in the living room. Okay, you get all of a sudden, right, out of the blue, you hear a knock on the door, and that like a really loud tapping, and the sound of a slamming hand, and that in furious aggression suggests the unpleasantness of the visit. So it's someone you know, and that who's coming to see you, but you don't know who it is. Okay, so cut to the person knocking on the door is speaking in a mysterious and delirious tone of voice. It is the voice of a young woman, a young trashy girl, who has a borderline attitude towards society. Okay, we focus on you. The camera's focused on you because, like, at the moment, like, kind of like the camera just turns around, like pans around, and then cuts to like someone knocking on the door. But then, like, all of a sudden, it just cuts back to you, as such. So, okay, we are. We focus. Okay. Now, okay, you have like more pretend like change your expression. You look more tangible, fearful. Like you tangible and fearful. Like you don't know who this woman. Like you kind of know who this woman is, but you don't really know for sure of like what she wants or what she can do to you, and that. and like pretend as if like you're so focused on this TV and watching this woman like play on the TV and stuff, and it's like all of a sudden you're just like disturbed, and that by like this person who's knocking on the door, and that it's like you think like you sort of like you don't say anything though, but you just it's like you convey that kind of like message to the audience that this character's like he doesn't like it when people disturb him and that when he's doing things as such. Right, okay. Right, then after that, when you hear the young girl knocking on the door, like you then begin to speak in a loud tone of voice that is aggressive, but it's not that too aggressive. It has like a hinting underline of happiness to it, and that if you can try and do that, like say, like your line is, "Yes, who is it?" You say that.
Yes, who is it?
Like once more, but like not too like direct. A bit more kind of like as if you're still focused on what you're saying, but like as if you're like in a kind of more nonchalant way. Like be like, "Yes, who is it?" sort of thing.
Yes, who is it?
Like louder. Like more like, "Yes, who is it?"
Yes, who is it?
Like as if you're like really kind of like as if you're really pissed off, right? Like someone's pretend as if someone stepped on your toes or something like that, or someone's pushed in front of you. You think, you know what I mean? Like you like put yourself in that scenario and you sort of turn around and you go, "Excuse me," that kind of thing. That really annoys you. Like you're really annoyed, and that you're rather annoyed than angry, and that. So try and do that. Like
Yes, who is it?
that's good. That's good. So then, like Mary, it's in like her voice, like, okay, this is the other character. This is the young girl who's knocking on the door, and suddenly it's like you look through the door, and then like you can see her and stuff, but like you're not happy to see her and stuff, and she's your wife, and that like, but you know that your wife hates you and stuff because of the way you act and stuff, and you hate her because of the way she like acts towards you and stuff, and how she's so kind of selfless. Like she pretend that she's like a young party animal. She's 16. She's out with her friends. She's gone partying. She doesn't care about her husband. She never tells you where she goes. Like it will always be like in a type of situation where it'd be that she always leave. Like you always argue in the house together. You have like this massive argument, and then she'll storm out the door, and then she'll be like, "I'm not seeing you again." And then you'll be like, you just sit there in the couch, and you'll be like, "Well, just go away." You know what I mean? Like you shout at her, and then she'll slam the door, and she'll go off with her friends, and then you won't see her like until like in like midnight or like early morning and stuff, and she'll be like, like really kind of like after